Hello, family and friends. Welcome to the very first Blackberry Wisdom Live. I am John Grigsby. For those who do not know me, I'm trying something new tonight, and I'm glad that you have tuned in. This is a live streaming session on both Facebook and YouTube. Now, I don't know how it works. I really don't. There's two schools of thought to this: is you could really learn the technology and then start it, or you can start something and learn it. I'm going with, with option two. So I don't know how this is going to work out. You're supposed to be live. You're supposed to be able to chat with me. How that works, still, I do not know. But I'm glad that those who have tuned in tonight. This is not scripted. I don't have a speech. For those who knows me, I'm in Toastmasters. This is not a speech. This is just me sharing from my book, Blackberry Wisdom. I wrote Blackberry Wisdom. I actually launched it last year. It's been out a year now. And if you'd like a copy, it is on Amazon. You can search for Blackberry Wisdom. It's the only Blackberry Wisdom on Amazon. This is session one, first session of three on friends. And tonight we're going to talk about choosing your friends wisely. So I'd like to hear your comments. If you're live, if you can post comments. I see you, Cindy Tankersley, very first one. Hey, Cindy. So it does work. Woohoo! Technology works. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited somebody is here besides me. So tonight I'm going to talk, like I say, from my book, Blackberry Wisdom. The first chapter is on choosing your friends wisely. And I reference actually Proverbs 17:17 in that chapter. And I'm going to read that to get started. And it says, that's the right one. A friend who loves at all times, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a difficult time. Talking about your friends. And as I wrote the book, I really come to realize I've heard this all my life. And as I thought about it further, I realized that we are really a summation, if that's a good word to use, of the five people who are closest to us. The five people who are closest to you. You think about that. If all the five people around you were into rodeo, guess what you'd do? You'd be in the rodeo. If your five closest friends were golfers, you'd probably be a golfer. If your five closest friends all went out and partied every night, you'd probably get out and party every night with him. That's just that's just the nature of how we are with our friends. So I believe that if we took our five closest friends and we were intentional with those five closest friends, we'd make ourselves more well-rounded, and just generally I think life would be more fun, you know, if you had well-rounded friends around you. So the five types of friends that I believe that we should surround ourselves with are the adventurer, the artistic friend, the encourager, the fun friend, and the honest friend. And I like to talk about each one of those types. And I wrote down some examples. I hate to do this. I don't want to miss any of my friends, because I've got lots of friends that would fall into these categories. But as I thought about this season of life that I'm in and the seasons that have really defined me, here are some of those friends that I've had in my life. So the first one is the adventurer, and I could not begin to say anything about friends without first mentioning my friend Aaron Johnson. Aaron Johnson and I grew up, and we got into more adventures. My whole life, we got into adventures. That's you put us together, something would happen. That's just who we were. We fed off each other. If one got into something, the other was going to get into it probably a step further. And when Aaron passed away last year, it left a little hole. We hadn't really been close, I guess you'd say, in the past few years, but Aaron definitely defined to me what an adventurer friend looks like. Aaron got me into scuba diving. I didn't want to scuba dive. Good night. I get seasick on the ocean or on the water. Why would I want to scuba dive? Because Aaron did. So guess what? I did. Another adventurer friend that I have is Wes Tankersley. Wes and I became like brothers when we joined the army, and Wes and I were sort of like Aaron. You put us together, we were going to get into something, good, bad, or indifferent. We were going to get into something, and we usually had a good time together. But we were adventurous. We would try things together because we were confident in the other, right? So we became great adventurers together. The second type is the artistic friend. Now, I don't have a lot of artistic friends, and I guess that says something about me, doesn't it? But if I think about my most artistic friend, is actually my brother-in-law, Tim. Tim is an artist, and he thinks with an artist mind. He has this, thinks about things in an artistic way. So I love to hang around Tim just because that some of his artistic ways will rub off on me. I think they don't always, but that's my thought is they would rub off on me. But nonetheless, he challenges me to think artistically in ways that are artistic just by being around him. Another friend I have like that is Jeff Graves. When we grew up, Jeff was a musician. He played guitar, and I wanted to play guitar. I never played as good as guitar as him. I probably still can't play guitar as good as Jeff. But he had that musical interest about him, and we hung out together. We would sing songs from a tape recorder. Does that define us or what? Yeah, we used to sit with a tape recorder out in the middle of a field and sing Beach Boys songs. But we did things together with music. He was very musically and encouraged me to think musically as well. Even to this day, I always give credit to Jeff for being my musical hero, if you will. Encourager. We all need encouragers. Encourager for me, I think of David Myers. David Myers, an encourager. Whenever we talk, he's always positive and uplifting and encouraging to me. And dadgummit, I like to hang around David because he's an encourager to me. Another one is Brian Wright. Brian Wright has seen a lot of things in his life, and I appreciate his wisdom. And through that, he's always been able to encourage me and give me advice and wisdom. So I always like to hang around Brian because he's an encourager to me. Your fun friend. Oh, I bet when we think about it, fun friends, most of us can come up with a fun friend for sure. When I think of fun friends, I think of Curtis Johnston. He's one of those guys that when I get around him, we're going to have fun. We're going to tell jokes. We appreciate each other's comedy. Sometimes it's not really I won't say appropriate. Anyway, we have fun together. We have fun. We have fun ways to have fun, and we think alike too. That's what's scary about it is we almost can finish each other's sentences when we're into something because we just think alike. And so Curtis is my encouraging friend. I'm sorry, fun friend. Fun. I'm looking at my list right here. Fun friend. So the adventurer, the artistic, the encourager, the fun friend, and the last is the honest friend. Sometimes we don't like to have these friends. I need somebody to be honest with me, somebody to tell me the truth. And when I thought about this list, the first one I put on my list was my wife, Cindy. She tells me sometimes whether I want to hear it or not. She tells me exactly what I need to hear. And I need to hear it. I need to hear that from her, right? I need to hear it from her above everyone else. She knows me probably better than anybody else. She knows what ticks me off, what pushes my buttons. And so I need her to be honest with me. I also have Nick Wright and Brad Bales from church. Those two guys I can just be honest with too. We've been through some tough times together and been through some battles. And we can just look each other straight in the eye and be honest about things. And we need that. I need that from them. And also, I've got some friends at Toastmasters. Some of you know I'm a Toastmaster. In Toastmasters, when you give a speech similar to what I'm doing tonight, they'll give you feedback. And it's not, oh, you did such a good job. It's not that. It's, here's what you did good, and here's some things you did wrong, and here's some things you could do to improve yourself. I need all those. I need to improve. I don't need just a pat on the back. That just puffs up my pride. I need to tell me, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? I need that kind of truth in my life. So when you think about these, the five people in your life, the five closest to in your life, do they embody these characteristics? The adventurer, the artistic friend, the encourager, the fun friend. We all like a fun friend, and the honest friend. I like to hear feedback. I'm trying to keep these in about 10 minutes. I don't want to tie up a lot of your time, but I do want to, like I say, work from my book, Blackberry Wisdom. If you've not had opportunity to purchase that book, you can do that on Amazon. And dadgummit, I just can't make that stand in the picture, can I? How about that? Whoop, there it is. My lighting is not wonderful, but I'm working on it. Blackberry Wisdom, available on Amazon. $10. It doesn't set you back a lot, and I hope it has something that helps you. Just like tonight, the first chapter is on friends. I'd like to have your feedback, especially on what happened tonight. Was it helpful? Did I talk too fast? My lighting's terrible. Did you try to correspond with me and I didn't see it? The only person I saw that's corresponded was Cindy Tankersley. I know Cindy's up in Kentucky, so I'm glad that she was able to message, and it looks like she did that through Facebook from what I see. So like I said when I started, I'm trying to figure this out, and I'll learn it, and hopefully over the next few days and weeks, I'll become more proficient at this. So I want to thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for watching this episode, this very first episode of Blackberry Live, and I wish you blessings as you navigate the seasons of life.